Huzzah Rangers, this is Phil Harris again here at the Jacks Rangers show. I've got Holden Yungert here with us. He is joining as a new Free Jack, a new signing. We also have Chris Lind, one of the guest outriders that joins us from time to time. Dave was not available, so we got the next best person to jump in here for the interview, Chris Lind. Holden, how the hell are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome, my friend. So let's talk about where are you from and how did you get involved in rugby? What is your origin story with rugby?
Yeah. So I'm from Northern California, this little town about 45 minutes north of San Francisco called Petaluma. And I probably have a pretty similar story to most guys my age or, anybody my age getting into rugby in the U.S. I started when I was a freshman in high school, just playing club rugby, fell in love with it. But even before that, my dad played, my uncle played. I grew up around the game in some ways. I've got memories of being on the sideline, causing trouble during a men's match, this and that. And so by the time I hit high school, I was just, ready to go for it.
Very cool. What did your dad or your uncle teach you about rugby that you still hold true to this day?
Almost before every single game, my dad always says to me, go out there and knock somebody down. Which is funny. You can take that a lot of ways. And so, just kind of that competitive, hard-nosed spirit that comes with the game is definitely something that I take to heart a lot.
Very cool.
Shows when you play. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Physicality.
I'm sure you know that.
Yeah. Physicality.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
Physicality is going to be a huge part of this team. I mean, we've heard that from the coaching staff that's coming in. They value physicality so much. So that's going to be awesome to see you out there on the pitch. I'm noticing that you're wearing an Argentina Pumas jersey, or at least a shirt there. Got the logo. I used to rock that back in high school, back in 02, 03, because I was like, well, USA is not very good. And Argentina is the best team in the Americas, so I'm going to get a jersey there. And I had the iconic, Visa logo on there. It was so sick. I used to wear it all the time. But, I'm going to let Chris Lind jump in here and take over with some questions. I appreciate your time, Holden. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers.
Hey, man. So thanks for coming on the show. Welcome to Boston. I see you're already acclimating to the weather, rocking long sleeves and a hat. It's fall in New England. Definitely, I don't know. I've been down in the Georgia area. It gets pretty hot down south, even in the winter time. I think it's already colder here now for the most part than it will be down there all year. So
yeah, that's true.
You're getting acclimated. But so I had a question is, how did you end up with the Free Jacks? Because I noticed I used to play for Mystic River way back in the day. I'm an old man, and I still follow the team. And I noticed that your name came up on the roster sheet, and I was like, hey, I know that guy's not from around here. So can you tell us about how you got up here?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I'm super stoked to be up here with the Free Jacks. I'd say, I don't know if it was luck or, maybe a little bit of, reputation carving my way up here. But at the end of last year, my girlfriend, Maddie, she got into her master's nursing program over at MGH here in Boston. And so that was a sure thing. She wasn't going to stay in NOLA. I was, hoping to come with her. So I put the feelers out. I tried to get just about any number I could, whether it was Magleby, top guy at the Free Jacks, or Tom Kindly. I reached out. I hit up just about anybody I could, asking just for a chat to see what things were like. And those stuck around. My contract was up at NOLA. I know they wanted to keep me, and, I would have loved to stay. I had, great years there. So, but I got the opportunity. We made things work, and I've landed up here and, playing a bit of ball for Mystic. But, the contract just got released, so I'll be here for 3 years with the Free Jacks.
Man, that's great. I got to be honest with you. Happy you're now with us and no longer against us. It caused us all sorts of problems You weren't
Gladly.
you're never far from the action. That's for sure. I watched the Free Jacks home game when you guys came up. Close matches, both of them last year. Yeah. So just glad you're out here, and that's an interesting story. So that kind of leads me to the next question. What do you do during the off season when you're not playing rugby?
So I do a bit of this and a bit of that. I'm sure, as most people know, you're chasing the ball around. It's hard to get settled into a strict career, and give the hours. And you can tell your boss, maybe I have to go for 6 months out of the year. I've got my other jobs calling me.
I know how that is.
Yeah. But if you know anybody that is willing to hire a guy that's seasonal like that, have him give me a ring.
Nice.
Yeah, but I usually pick up some odd gigs. I've got some experience in landscaping. Actually, I'm living in Charlestown right now, and just found a job that they do almond milk. They produce this really nice almond milk, so it's right down the street from me. I go in there a couple times a week, help out, and make a little cash and get a little almond milk to go. And so it's a good time. It's a good little time to get my feet wet in the city.
Yeah. How are you enjoying being up in Boston? I mean, obviously it's a completely different, I've never been to New Orleans. I've been to Louisiana, unfortunately, the bad part, the not fun part to be, but how's it been being in Boston compared to New Orleans?
It's great. It's honestly, I've been here for a couple months now, and I was a little culture shocked at first. Going from California to New Orleans, I got that. And then going from New Orleans up to here, kind of counter culture shocked again. But I've kind of got my feet on the ground, and I've made some friends, through rugby and Mystic and elsewhere. And so I'm getting used to it. I'm still kind of shaken up about the cold. It's already freezing out here.
It gets worse.
Oh yeah, it's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah.
It's still pretty mild.
It's kind of like Nolan that, in Nola, it's hotter than anything over the summer, and, everybody's windows up, AC blasting. You go from your house to your car to, wherever else. You're always indoors, or you're outside maybe with like a beer in your hand or something. But yeah, up here, I'm like kind of waiting to do that same thing with the winter. Go from heater to heater in the car, and, the next warm spot.
That's it, man. You wake up this morning, it's heat in the car, and then AC maybe sometimes in the afternoon, though that weather is pretty much gone for us. So the other thing that I noticed, so when I looked at the roster sheet for the Mystic games, you've been suiting up at number 10. Is that going to be something that's going to continue, or?
Honestly, I don't know. I've been playing 9 for so long. When I showed up at Mystic, obviously they've got a talented bunch. I was kind of the new guy, so anything they asked or said, I just said okay. My first game with them, actually, they put me on the wing, and I told the coach, Bubs, he asked me if I was cool out there, and I said, like, frankly, I'm not your burner, but I'll give it a go. And and then he bumped me into 10. I think I actually get to play 9 this week, which will be a happy transition back. But going forward, I don't know. I'd like to add as many tools to the kit as I can. So if I can keep working my game at 10 and getting more minutes, I wouldn't mind stepping in there in an MLR match.
Nice. I was fortunate enough to play opposite Bubba a couple times back in the day. He would be the open side, I'd be the blind side, because I can't cover that kind of ground. But it's nice to see he's still doing well. I had a couple weird questions. So I had to look into your career a little bit, and I noticed that you played for a club that I have heard of before. You played out in Australia for the East. How was that?
Yeah, the East were good. Really good time. I played fresh out of college. Got ticket out to Canberra. I got to do a little bit of training with the Brumbies at their headquarters. Kind of seeing those guys in the gym and on the field every day was pretty cool. But playing for the East was great. at the time, the Canberra side is kind of down on their luck. They didn't have the best numbers or the best season. So a few of us American guys came down there. We suited up and had a crack with them for a few games, and it was a blast. Real hard-nosed rugby down in Canberra. So I learned a lot there.
Nice. Yeah, I played club rugby with a guy. He was not on the premier side, but he was in the East. And so when I saw that, I was like, wow, I've heard of them before. So that's a small rugby world. And then I guess my final question for you is kind of a interesting one. I'm curious about it. So you'll notice that I don't have any hair, and you have dropped into probably the team with the best hair in the league. So I'm sure you're going to be right at home, and you go both ways. You go with the hair and the facial hair, and you're hitting up the combos. Do you plan that out, or is that spontaneous week to week depending on how you're feeling? Like, do you got that all lined up right now?
Yeah, I've always got something going on up there. I'm kind of working on my mullet game right now, growing it out. We'll see where that goes. In New Orleans, I know I did the bleached hair a lot, kind of frosted my tips, kind of went gold with it. And believe it or not, those were for a couple of those were like locker room punishments.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I learned to live with it, embraced it a little bit. But I'm not afraid to go back to that.
Okay.
You might see the chops come back, bringing those in. I see you got the mustache for November, so I might hop on that as well. We got a bit of time to decide.
For sure.
Yeah, I was watching some of your highlights against Life. I think it was like the 73rd minute in one of the finals. You had some pretty gnarly chops. You got that inside pass from, I think it was one of the flankers. He just dished it to
Kevin
you,
O'Connor.
and you were gone, man. The hand went right up. You're like, I know, this is it. Lights out.
Yeah, he did all the hard work for me. That was
Oh,
great.
he certainly did. Hey, you showed a couple good changes of burst and pace there, though. You were speeding up to catch him, and you slowed down, and you sped up again to score the try. It was nice stuff. But the chops game, that's when I was like, whoa, that's a flyer right there.
Yeah, so it gets people going. It's something to remember. And some people focus on it, especially on the other team. Some guys don't like the chops, but usually the boys love it, so I'll bring them back.
Well, you will fit right in up here in New England, my friend. There's the hair game is strong here.
Yeah, you got to give the people what they want.
It's true. I don't disagree. Well, hey, those are all my questions for you. Thank you for being gracious enough to answer them all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Chris.
So before we get you out of here, I just wanted to open the floor, Holden, for any comments that you have, introduction to the Free Jack fan base out here, the Rangers. The floor is yours to say whatever you want to the fans out there.
Oh, man. I guess I just got to start off with thanks for having me up here. This is really my first time to the Northeast besides a few business trips over the years. So, I'm just stoked to get after it. Get together with the boys and try to give you guys a good show. So come out, support, and hopefully we'll see you guys with the championship.
That would be amazing. The best fan base in MLR deserves a shield this coming season, I think, for sure. Let's talk, before we get you out of here, we do something called one word association. It's every single episode at this point. We might mix it up eventually, but right now this is the best thing going. So I'm going to say one word or two words. Just the first thing that pops in your head, one word response, throw it back at me, okay?
Okay.
All right. The first one here is New Orleans.
Gumbo.
All right. MLR.
Rugby. I mean, those are kind of synonymous, but.
Yes. Boston.
I want to say Beantown.
All right. That's cool. No problem. Yeah. USA.
I just, red, white, and blue.
There you go. Mags. Magglesby.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know if I can get away with this one. He's kind of the big ginger.
All right, ginger's fine.
We might have to edit that out.
No, we won't. Final thing here, Free Jacks.
Free Jacks. Let's ride.
All right, perfect, man. That's
the
fantastic.
hashtag, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's ride. we say something on this show to get out of here. Every single episode now, we say huzzah. So I'm going to give us a countdown, and we'll all shout huzzah into the microphone here. 3, 2, 1. Huzzah!
Huzzah!